My 40th birthday party was supposed to be a small thing, just family and close friends at our house. My wife Vanessa had insisted on planning it herself. It'll be perfect, she'd said 3 weeks ago. I want to make this special for you. I should have known something was wrong when she started being nice to me. We've been married for 12 years, and for the last 2, things have been cold. She'd been distant, distracted, always on her phone. Working late at the marketing firm, where she was a senior director. Weekend trips with her girlfriends that seemed to happen more and more often. I'd ignored the signs because I didn't want to believe what they meant. But 2 weeks before my birthday, I'd come home early from a job site and found her laptop open on the kitchen table. She was in the shower. The screen was still on. An email was open from someone named Greg Barnett. The preview showed enough. Can't wait for this weekend. The cabin, just us, no interruptions. I love you. I stood there staring at the screen, my lunch still in my hand. Then I heard the shower shut off. I closed the laptop and went to my truck. Sat there with my hands on the steering wheel, breathing. When I went back inside 20 minutes later, Vanessa was in the kitchen making coffee. Hey babe, didn't expect you home so early. Left my wallet, I lied. Needed to grab it. Oh, well, I'm heading into the office. See you tonight. Yeah, tonight. She kissed my cheek and left. I went straight to my office and called my attorney, Richard Webb. He'd handled the paperwork when I started my construction business 5 years ago. Richard, I need a divorce attorney. The best one you know. What's going on, Marcus? My wife is having an affair. I need to file before she does. Are you sure? I saw the emails. I'm sure. Okay, let me make some calls. I'll get back to you within an hour. 50 minutes later, he called back. Linda Cho. She's a shark. Expensive, but worth every penny. I explained your situation. She can see you tomorrow morning at 8. I'll be there. That night, I acted normal. Made dinner, asked Vanessa about her day, watched TV with her like nothing had changed. But everything had changed. The next morning, I was in Linda Cho's office. She was in her 40s, sharp-eyed, no nonsense. Tell me everything. I laid it out. The distance, the late nights, the weekend trips, the email I'd seen. Do you have proof of the affair? Just the one email. I didn't take a photo because I panicked. That's okay. We'll get more. Do you have access to phone records, credit card statements? We have a joint account. I can access everything. Good. Start documenting. Print out credit card statements for the last year. Phone records if you can get them. Look for hotels, restaurants, charges that don't make sense. What about custody? I asked. We have 2 kids. Sophie is 10, Max is 8. Tell me about your involvement with the kids. I'm very involved. I coach Max's baseball team. I help Sophie with her homework every night. I make breakfast and drive them to school most mornings. Vanessa's job keeps her busy, so I've always been the primary parent for day-to-day stuff. Linda made notes. That's good. Courts in this state favor equal custody, but if you can prove you're the primary caregiver, we can push for more time. I don't want to use the kids as weapons. You're not. You're protecting them. If your wife has been prioritizing an affair over her family, that's relevant to custody. What about the business? You started it before the marriage. 5 years ago. We've been married 7 years at that point. Then it's marital property. She'll have a claim to the value created during the marriage. But we can argue that your labor created that value, not hers. Especially if you can show she wasn't supportive of the business. She wasn't. She called it a risky hobby for the first 3 years. Document that too. Emails, texts, anything where she disparaged the business. It shows she didn't contribute to its success. I left her office with a plan. Over the next week, I gathered evidence. Credit card statements showed charges at expensive hotels. Always on weekends when Vanessa said she was at conferences or girls' trips. Restaurants I'd never been to. Wine purchases. Flowers charged to our joint car that I'd never received. I printed everything. Organized it by date. Created a timeline. Phone records showed hundreds of calls to a number I didn't recognize. Most during work hours, but some late at night. After I'd gone to bed, I did a reverse lookup on the number. Greg Barnett, age 38, senior VP at a tech company downtown. I found his LinkedIn profile. Saw that Vanessa had worked with him on a project 2 years ago. That's when this started. I took screenshots of everything. Then I found their text messages. Vanessa had backed up her phone to our shared cloud storage without realizing I had access. The messages went back 18 months. Hundreds of them. Plans to meet, declarations of love, complaints about me. Marcus is so boring. All he cares about is work and the kids. I can't wait until I'm free of him. Just a few more months, and we can be together. I screenshot those too. Then I found the one that made my blood run cold. I'm going to serve him with divorce papers at his birthday party. In front of everyone. He deserves to be humiliated after all these years of being mediocre. The text was from a week ago. She was planning to embarrass me at my own birthday party. In front of my family and friends. I called Linda immediately. I found texts. She's planning to serve me with divorce papers at my birthday party. In front of everyone. When is the party? This Saturday. 6 days from now. Perfect. We can file tomorrow and have her served before the party. She won't see it coming. Let's do it. The next day, I signed divorce papers. Linda filed them with the court. We arranged for a process server to deliver them to Vanessa's office on Friday afternoon, the day before my party. For the next week, I acted completely normal. Came home, helped the kids with homework, made dinner, watched TV with Vanessa. She was cheerful, almost giddy. She hummed while she cooked. She smiled at her phone. She had no idea what was coming. On Thursday night, she was on her laptop planning the party. I've invited about 40 people, she said. Your parents, your brother, some friends from work, the neighbors. It's going to be great. Sound perfect, I said. Thank you for doing this. Of course, babe. You only turned 40 once. She smiled at me. It didn't reach her eyes. Friday afternoon at 3 p.m., Linda texted me. Process server, just confirmed. Papers delivered to her office. She's been served. I was on a job site. I excused myself and sat in my truck. My phone rang 5 minutes later. Vanessa. I let go to voicemail. She called again. And again. 6 times in 10 minutes. Then the text started. What the hell did you do? You filed for divorce. Call me right now. You're making a huge mistake. We need to talk about this before the party tomorrow. I didn't respond to any of them. At 6 p.m., I came home. Vanessa's car was in the driveway. I could see her pacing in the kitchen through the window. I walked in. She was standing there with the divorce papers in her hand, her face red. What is this? She demanded. Divorce papers. I thought that was obvious. You filed for divorce? Without even talking to me. Like you were going to talk to me when you serve me tomorrow at my birthday party. Her face went white. How did you? I know about Greg. I know about the affair. I know about your plan to humiliate me in front of everyone tomorrow. She sat down hard on a kitchen chair. Marcus, I can explain. I don't need an explanation. I need you to understand that I'm done. The party tomorrow is still happening. You can choose to be there or not. But either way, everyone's going to know that we're getting divorced. You can't do this. I already did. You'll get the full details from your attorney. I'm asking for primary custody of the kids, the house, and my business. You can fight it if you want, but I have evidence. A lot of it. Evidence of what? Of your affair. Of you spending marital funds on hotels and dinners with Greg. Of you planning to humiliate me at my own birthday party. All of it. She stared at me. You went through my phone. You backed it up to our shared cloud. I had every right to access it. This is insane. You're being vindictive. I'm being practical. Now about tomorrow. Are you going to be there? Or should I tell everyone you're not feeling well? She stood up. I'll be there. And I'll tell everyone what you did. Filing for divorce without even trying to work things out. Go ahead. I'll tell them about Greg and your 18-month affair. See who they believe. She grabbed her purse and keys. I'm staying at a hotel tonight. That's probably best. She left. The door slammed behind her. I stood in the kitchen and exhaled. The hard part was over. That night, I told Sophie and Max that Mom and I were having some problems and we were going to be living separately for a while. Are you getting divorced? Sophie asked. She was too smart for her own good. Yes, sweetheart. We are. But both of us still love you very much, and that's never going to change. Is it because Mom has a boyfriend? Max asked. I froze. What do you mean? I heard her on the phone, talking to someone named Greg. She said she loved him. Sophie nodded. I heard it too. A few months ago. My heart broke. They'd known. They'd been carrying this. I'm sorry you heard that, I said quietly. But yes, that's part of why we're getting divorced. Your mom made some choices that hurt our marriage. Are we still having your birthday party tomorrow? Sophie asked. Yes. Everything's still happening. Mom might not be there, but we're still going to celebrate. Good, Max said. I want cake. I hugged them both. There will definitely be cake. The next day, Saturday, I spent the morning setting up for the party. My brother James came early to help. Vanessa coming? He asked while we set up tables in the backyard. I don't know. We're getting divorced. He stopped. What? She's been having an affair. I filed for divorce yesterday. She was planning to serve me today at the party, but I beat her to it. Jesus, Marcus. I'm sorry. Don't be. I'm actually relieved. It's been bad for a while. Does everyone know? Not yet, but they will soon. People started arriving at 5 p.m. My parents, my coworkers, neighbors, friends from the kids' school. About 35 people total. Vanessa showed up at 5:30. She was dressed up, makeup perfect, smile plastered on. She walked straight to me. Can we talk? Privately. We can talk through our attorneys. Marcus, please. Just 5 minutes. No. You wanted to serve me divorce papers in front of everyone today. Well, I've already been served. So let's just get through this party. Her jaw clenched. Fine. But this isn't over. Yeah, it is. The party continued. People ate, drank, laughed. My dad gave a speech about me turning 40. My brother roasted me with embarrassing childhood stories. At 7 p.m., Vanessa stood up. Can I have everyone's attention, please? The yard went quiet. Everyone turned to look at her. I have an announcement to make, she said, pulling an envelope from her purse. I knew what was coming. She brought her own divorce papers. She was going to try to serve me anyway, to save face, to make it look like this was her idea. Marcus, she continued, we've been married for 12 years. And today, on your 40th birthday, I wanna... Vanessa, stop. I interrupted. She glared at me. I'm talking. I know what you're about to do. You're about to serve me with divorce papers. To embarrass me in front of everyone here. But you're too late. I pulled out my copy of the divorce petition and held it up. I filed for divorce a week ago. You were served yesterday at your office. What you're holding is your attempt to control the narrative. But you don't get to control this anymore. The yard was silent. Everyone was staring. Vanessa's face flushed bright red. You're making a scene. I'm responding to your scene. You wanted to humiliate me. Instead, you get to explain to everyone here why I filed. Do you want to tell them about Greg, or should I? She stood there, frozen. Greg Barnett. I continued, looking around at the crowd. Vanessa's boyfriend for the past 18 months. The reason she's been working late and taking so many weekend trips. The reason I filed for divorce. My mother gasped. My brother's expression darkened. Vanessa's sister, who'd been standing near the food table, set down her plate. Marcus, stop, Vanessa said quietly. No, you wanted this to be public. You wanted everyone to witness this moment. So here it is. I'm getting divorced because my wife has been cheating on me for a year and a half. And instead of having the decency to end our marriage privately, she planned to humiliate me at my own birthday party. I looked at her directly. But I beat you to it. She stood there for another moment, then threw the envelope at me. It hit my chest and fell to the ground. You're going to regret this, she hissed. I doubt it. She grabbed her purse and left. We heard her car start and pull away. The yard was silent for a long moment. Then my dad walked over and put his hand on my shoulder. I'm sorry, son. Don't be. I'm just sorry everyone had to see that. She brought it on herself. My brother said, you just defended yourself. My mom was crying. How long have you known? 2 weeks. I wanted to protect the kids from this mess as long as possible. But she forced my hand. People started approaching me, offering support, expressing shock, telling me they'd suspected something was wrong. My neighbor Frank shook my hand. That took guts, Marcus. Standing up for yourself like that. I just wanted truth out there. The party continued, but it was subdued. People left earlier than they probably would have otherwise. By 9 p.m., it was just me, my brother, and my parents. How are the kids? My mom asked. They're okay. They're inside watching a movie. They already knew about the affair. They'd overheard Vanessa on the phone. Poor babies. They'll be okay. Kids are resilient. My dad helped me clean up. We carried tables and chairs back to the garage, threw away paper plates and cups. You did the right thing, he said. Filing first, protecting yourself. Don't let anyone make you feel bad about it. I don't. I feel relieved, actually, like I can finally breathe. After they left, I went inside and checked on Sophie and Max. They were asleep on the couch, the movie still playing. I carried Max up to his bed, then Sophie to hers. Tucked them both in. Then I sat on my own bed and finally let myself feel everything. Anger at Vanessa for the affair. Sadness that our marriage had ended this way. Relief that it was finally over. Determination to protect my kids and move forward. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "This is Greg. We need to talk." I stared at it for a moment, then typed, "No, we don't. Talk to your lawyer if you have something to say." I blocked the number. Another text came through, different number. "Vanessa, I can't believe you did that in front of everyone. You humiliated me." I replied, "You planned to humiliate me first. I just beat you to it. Don't contact me again except through attorneys." I blocked her number too. Over the next few weeks, the divorce moved forward. Linda filed for primary custody based on my role as the primary caregiver. She submitted all the evidence of Vanessa's affair, including the texts about her plan to serve me at the party. Vanessa's attorney, a guy named Paul Simmons, tried to paint me as vindictive and controlling. Said I'd humiliated Vanessa publicly and turned the kids against her. Linda shut it down with evidence. Text messages showing Vanessa complaining about the kids being a burden. Credit card statements showing she'd spent thousands on her affair while claiming we couldn't afford family vacations. Phone records showing she prioritized calls with Greg over time with Sophie and Max. We had a temporary custody hearing 6 weeks after the party. Judge Harrison was a no-nonsense woman in her 50s. She reviewed all the evidence. "Mrs. Harrison, you conducted an affair for 18 months. "Yes, Your Honor. But I'm not proud of it. Yet you plan to serve your husband with divorce papers at his birthday party in front of his family and friends." Vanessa's attorney jumped in. "Your Honor, my client was emotional and not thinking clearly. For a week? That's how long it took to plan the party. She had plenty of time to think clearly." The judge looked at me. "Mr. Harrison, you filed first after discovering your wife's plan?" "Yes, Your Honor. I didn't want to be ambushed in front of my children and family." "That's reasonable. I've reviewed the evidence submitted. Mr. Harrison has been the primary caregiver for the children. He coaches sports, helps with homework, handles morning routines. Mrs. Harrison's work schedule and extracurricular activities have taken her away from the home frequently." She made a note on her pad. "Temporary custody will be primary to Mr. Harrison. Mrs. Harrison will have supervised visitation every other weekend until we can establish a better routine. Child support will be determined based on income disparity. Temporary orders are set." Vanessa's face crumpled. "Your Honor, supervised visitation? I'm their mother. You're their mother who prioritized an affair over family time for 18 months. You'll earn unsupervised time back by demonstrating consistent, appropriate parenting." Next case. We left the courtroom. Vanessa was crying in the hallway. Greg was there, holding her. He looked at me. "This is your fault. You turned the court against her." "No, she did that herself. Stay away from my kids. I'm going to be in their lives whether you like it or not. We'll see about that." Linda pulled me aside. "Don't engage with him. It only gives them ammunition." "You're right. I'm done." 3 months later, the divorce was finalized. I got primary custody, the house, and my business. Vanessa got standard visitation, no alimony, because of the affair, and a small portion of marital assets. She and Greg moved in together. The kids visited every other weekend, but they were never comfortable there. Greg tried too hard, and Vanessa was defensive about everything. 6 months after the divorce, Sophie asked if she could skip a weekend visit. "Mom just fights with Greg the whole time. It's not fun." I called Vanessa. "Sophie doesn't want to come this weekend. She has to. It's court-ordered. She's miserable there. Maybe you and Greg need to work on your relationship before forcing the kids to be around her dysfunction." "Our relationship is fine. Then why is my 10-year-old daughter asking to skip visits?" She hung up on me. The visits continued, but both kids became more reluctant. Eventually, Vanessa's attorney contacted Linda about modifying the custody arrangement. My client would like to reduce her parenting time to once a month. She's finding the every other weekend schedule too demanding with her work schedule. Linda called me. She's backing off. Wants less time with the kids. She's choosing Greg over them. Looks that way. How do you want to handle it? Give her what she wants. The kids will be happier, and it protects them from her chaos. We modified the agreement. Vanessa got 1 weekend a month. She rarely used all of it. A year after the divorce, I was coaching Max's baseball game when I met Jennifer. She was the mother of one of Max's teammates. We talked after practice, discovered we both loved hiking, and agreed to get coffee. Coffee turned into dinner. Dinner turned into a relationship. I took it slow, made sure the kids were comfortable before introducing them. Made sure Jennifer understood that Sophie and Max came first. She got it. She had a daughter of her own from a previous marriage. She understood blended families and took everything at the kids' pace. 2 years after the divorce, Jennifer and I bought a house together. Not the one Vanessa and I had shared. I'd sold that and split the proceeds with her per the divorce decree. A new house, a fresh start. Sophie and Max had their own rooms. Jennifer's daughter had her own room. We built a family based on honesty, respect, and putting the kids first. One day, I was at the grocery store when I ran into Vanessa. She was alone, looking tired. Marcus. Hi, Vanessa. How are the kids? They're great. Happy. Thriving. I miss them. You could see them more. You only use half your parenting time. Greg doesn't like having them around. Then maybe Greg isn't the right choice. She looked at me for a long moment. I made a lot of mistakes. Yeah, you did. Do you ever think about what could have been? If I hadn't? If we'd worked things out? No. What we had was broken long before the affair. The affair just made it obvious. Are you happy now? Very. Are you? She hesitated. I don't know. I hope you figure it out, Vanessa. For your sake and the kids. I walked away and didn't look back. That evening, Jennifer and I made dinner while the kids did homework at the kitchen table. Sophie was helping Max with his math. Jennifer's daughter was reading a book. This was my life now. Peaceful, honest, built on a foundation of respect and trust. And it all started because I'd refused to be humiliated. Because I'd taken control of my own story. Because I filed first and protected myself and my kids. Vanessa had wanted to destroy me at my birthday party. Instead, she destroyed herself. And I'd built something better from the ashes. Sophie looked up from her homework. Dad, can we go hiking this weekend? Absolutely. Where do you want to go? The trail by the lake. The one with the waterfall. Perfect. We'll pack a picnic. Max grinned. Can we bring the dog? Of course. Jennifer squeezed my hand under the table. This was happiness. Not the absence of problems, but the presence of people who chose honesty and respect. And it was worth every difficult moment it took to get here. My birthday party had been supposed to be my public humiliation. Instead, it became the day I took my life back. And I'd never been more grateful for anything.